Hey viewers, in this tutorial I'm going to be doing a sample item 2 here for ICT practical number, and this is the PDF. So I'm going to be using this PDF here to do this sample item for senior 4. Yeah, and this is it. Nanshaw Canteen or Nanshaw Canteen and Staff Investment Club. A sample is for ICT item for paper 2 in brackets resource. Now at the video, I'm going to have this cover photo as my latest video, that is video 107 according to my channel here. It is the video 107. Yeah, there are many videos I've been doing in July, in this month of July, including the orange PowerPoint video. I've done I think even Excel video for A level, etc. I've done a lot of videos concerning both O and A level subsidiary ICT. So feel free to this channel of mine and do some learning. For the subscribers, thank you for those people who are providing feedback, subscribing, and providing comments to what I upload, asking for support materials, etc. Yeah, this is the cover photo of the tutorial, and it's right here. It's about Nanshaw Canteen and Staff Investment Club. That is S for ICT. A sample item 1 for paper 2. That is resource. Okay, back to the question. Now, in item 1 question, that is ICT, a learner is required to use office programs to solve a challenge that is, of course, in the item that they are provided with. So learner is supposed to use office programs to solve a challenge that is in the item they are provided with. Now this is an example of an item. It is kind of detailed, but I'm going to try as much as I can to break it down for you, the viewers, so that, of course, if you're a teacher, you can try this out with your learners and see how things are done. Or even just if you're a learner, you can sit down and watch this for educational purposes and boosting up your ability. So, this is the item. As deputy head teacher of Nanshaw High School, Mr. Wejule intends to write a report with facts and figures about the canteen department and staff investment club, so as to provide a strong background upon which the directors will decide whether or not to approve another staff project. Now that means that the deputy head teacher of that school intends to write a report about facts and figures about something like the canteen department and staff investments, and they are to use that report to decide whether or not to approve another staff project. I move on. Apart from mentioning the challenges and recommendation, Mr. Wejule requested the canteen department to report on monthly earnings for each canteen, the three biggest earners of the staff investment club, a graphical expression of percentage contribution of each canteen towards total canteen sales. And so, your mother is a representative of the four canteen owners and is responsible for submitting the above details to Mr. Wejule. However, she is not familiar with analyzing the data using computers. She has provided you with some canteen records in canteenrecords.doc and investmentclub.doc in the support files folder, and she has requested you to help her accomplish her assignment. Now, in items, also item 1 of a practical paper, you're given hints to follow. So these are the hints I'm going to follow in the video first. Then I'll do other parts of this, but you're given hints to follow. And for this case, I'm having these three hints, so I should do them in my work first before I go to my creativity and etc. Now I continue to this. I've been provided with the files contain records and investment club.doc. Those are both word processing files. Task: generate a report capturing Mr. Wejule's needs on the customized investment club paper. Another task: prepare personalized notification letters to all female staff whose termly earnings exceed 500,000 to contribute at least 10% of their returns towards the needy students fund. Now that is the question. The first time I saw this question, it was kind of complicated because it's having the two tasks here. It's also having the three hints. And again, I'm going to open these two support files. You're going to see that I'm also having more hints I was given so that I attempt this question fully. It's a detailed question, like I said, but one is supposed to just analyze it and come up with something that is right or something that is just like that is required. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go straight to the support files I'm using, and then I'm going to start there and then the actual editing and formatting. Yeah, I want to close this question. I still need these questions. I'm going to put it down and I'm going to create a folder I'm going to use for this case. And of course, a learner in a paper is supposed to rename the folder your name, assuming Kasozi Marvin Mark. Then my personal number could be 001. And then I open my folder and I create another subfolder. I separate my two items. I want to rename this item. I want to rename this item 1. And then I just open item 1 and I do whatever I want there. So these are the support files I want to use. One is having canteen records, another one is having investment club. So those are the two I need to use because even in the question they were properly indicated here. One is canteen records and another one is investment club. So these are the two files I'm going to use. That's why I'm loading them to my working folder first. So I'm going to open them and I load them to my working folder. I click at this, I hold Control, I click at this, I right click and select copy. Yeah, and then I open my folder and I paste them there at item 1. Paste. So those are the two files I need to use, and one is content records, another one is investment club stuff. Yeah, so they are already into my working folder item 1. You should be very careful. The subfolders you need to use should be in your working folder. You don't need to use them from the support folder that has been given to you. They should be in your working folder first, and then you can do whatever you want with them. So I'm going to just create another subfolder inside item 1 and I rename it solution stroke guide. Oh, strokes are not allowed. Solution. Okay. Name it solution or guide. Solution or guide. Yeah. Then I open it. It's where I'm going to work from. You see, I started from a folder Kasozi, Marvin Mark, then B001. I open item 1 and then I put my support folders there. And I'm going to do whatever I want from solution or guide. So this is what I do. I'm going to first open canteen records. I see what is inside. So this is canteen records. That is what is inside. This one here. The canteen records for month 1, term 2, there are quantities of quantities of sold items. Like items sold samosas, there were 250 at canteen alpha, 180 at canteen beta, 180 at canteen omega, and 200 at canteen e-pay, etc., etc. There are a lot of items that were sold. And then B, these are prices for each item. Yeah, that one samosa is 700. Suggest 600, etc., etc. And these are the guidelines also, so important. Guidelines on staff earning from the canteen. So I will use them. They are also so important. Now the question is kind of detailed because it's having the guidelines here. It's also having the hints that I was already reading around here. So it's kind of detailed, but we're going to just break it down number per number or bit per bit. So I was saying, I opened the I open the files and then I see what is inside the files. Yeah, so this is the file contain records. That's what is inside the files. Then what of investment club? Yeah, investment club. I think those are teachers who are investing into the canteens. Like Atim, she's investing 270. Buyaba is investing 300. etc. etc. So those are the two files I have, and that is the data that is right there in the files. Back to the question. Now, according to the question, the deputy head teacher of that school intends to write a report with facts and figures about the canteens and staff investment. And of course, it's that report that's going to be used to either boost the project or not. And according to the recommendations here, that apart from the challenges and recommendations, Mr. Wejule requested the canteen department to report on, so they're supposed to report on monthly earnings for each canteen. Now, that is just the starting point. I want to start from this. The monthly earnings for each canteen. The deputy head teacher needs to know the monthly earnings for each canteen. Now back to my files I'm to use. This is the file canteen records. It's having those items sold at the canteen and they are the prices here. Remember the question, they want me to calculate the monthly earnings per canteen. They want me to do that. And it seems this file that is having the items, it's the file I'm going to use first. But remember, there was also a file that had teachers' names. This one here. So far, I don't need that one at the first, the first hint, because I'm to calculate monthly earnings for each canteen. So I don't need this. I need the file that is called canteen records. This one here. Yeah, because it's having the items and the various canteens and the prices per item, and yet in the question they want me to do monthly earnings per canteen. So it means I'm going to first calculate what was sold at each canteen, then I calculate the entire total of canteen per canteen. So I'm going to go to the solution for guide. I create a spreadsheet there. That is Excel. I rename it um, Nanshaw Canteen Sales. The renaming should be appropriate according to the question. Nanshaw Canteen Sales. Because the question is about Nanshaw, something like Nanshaw. It's a school name, something like that. That's why I'm also renaming it Nanshaw. It's a school name. This one here. So I've renamed my Excel Nanshaw Canteen Sales. I can even decide to put uh, maybe a bracket. You can type spreadsheet. Yeah, Nanshaw um, Canteen Sales in brackets spreadsheet. Then I open it. Of course, it's empty. It's an empty spreadsheet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this. I'm going to copy this data. I put it in spreadsheet. The items sold. Right click at this, and then I select copy. I go to my spreadsheet and paste it there. So I pasted it in spreadsheet, and I'm going to just adjust the column sizes to that. Yeah, that is better. Adjust that all the items are seen from samosas up to geometry set. So those are the items that are sold at the canteen, and yeah, there we are. So of course, I've pasted them in spreadsheets that I can calculate the monthly earnings for each canteen. Part I. Spreadsheet does it better. It can help me calculate the monthly earnings for each canteen. Okay, having pasted them there, I'm going to create my heading. I type something like that's appropriate, something like a heading, something appropriate. I'm going to highlight that. I go to merge and center, and I type my heading, something like records, canteen records for month one, term term two in brackets. In brackets, quantities sold per canteen records for month 1 term 2 in brackets quantities sold per canteen. So this spreadsheet is about just items sold in the month 1 term 2 with their quantities. Yeah, so this is my heading. I could just click at it, then I go to colors. I give it like a red color, then I bold it to make it a heading, to make it outstanding. Yeah, that's my heading, and I can rename this sheet to something like canteen quantities, canteen quantities sold. Yeah, because that spreadsheet is having the canteen quantities that were sold. So having done that, I want to proceed to something else. I want to just go to another spreadsheet because if I'm using Excel, I can do from as many spreadsheets as I may want. So I'm going to just copy this work that I do the actual calculation because I want to now calculate the monthly earnings for each canteen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. I highlight all my work, I copy it, Ctrl C, and I paste it here. Paste. I just adjust the size of the columns until when I get something I want. Yeah, I can now rename this sheet something like canteen prices charged. Canteen prices charged. Yeah, bracket and you can type monthly because I want to use this sheet to calculate uh, the monthly returns for each canteen. Escapes that the copy and paste goes away. Now these are just colors. This is based on learners' creativity to put colors at the tabs, just colors. Then I go back this tab having canteen prices and then charged in brackets monthly. I want to calculate the price of each and every item sold at a canteen. Remember, I was given the part B in the support materials. I was given these prices per item. For example, one samosa costs 700 and sausages 600. V samosa 500, etc. etc. So I'm going to just calculate the prices for each commodity. So it's what I'm going to do next. So um, back to this at the sheet I'm going to use for calculations. I'm going to just copy this data here. I need this data, and then I'm going to paste it in my spreadsheet so that I can easily do the calculations. For example, I'm going to use just this. I'm going to put something like item, and then I put price here. Item, then price. So I'm going to just copy an item like samosa, highlight this, Control C, Control V, I paste it there. Two, sausage, highlight this, Control C, go to spreadsheet, paste. If you could paste a lot of items, like I can paste from this samosa, then to this, I can highlight them, then back to spreadsheet, I highlight downwards, Control V, I click OK. Anyway, since it's in a different direction which I don't want for now. I was heading to this samosa, Control C, back to this, and then you paste. After this samosa, I go to chaps, highlight it, and then you paste here, Control V. After chaps, I had, and then I copy it. I go to this, Control V. After chips, I had sliced cake, Control C. Then I paste, Control V. After sliced cake, I had what? Cassava. Cassava, I copy it, and then I paste. Then after cassava, I had soda, uh, and then I paste soda. Then what else? Then lastly here, the small yogurt. Small yogurt, yeah, then owner, juice, small, paste. Then after owner, I have what? According to my question, I have soda, paste. After soda, I have Rolex. I can highlight Rolex, Control C, paste. After Rolex, I can highlight what next? Notebook, yeah, notebook. I proceed to fancy pen. Control C, Control V, fancy pen. Then what else? Pencil case. Those are all commodities that are sold at the canteen with their prices. Long rule, Control C, then you paste. After long ruler, the last one is geometry sets. Control C, and then we paste. Yeah, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There are 17 items. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There are 17. So I just head to the prices now. I'm going to put prices. Same applies to prices. I'm going to just go to Word. I highlight this, Control C, go to this, Control V. After that, I proceed to this 600, Control C, Control V. Samosa, how much is samosas? 500, Control C, and then Control V. Then chaps, how much? Chaps are 500. Control C, Control V. Chips are 15. Control C, Control V. Then sliced cake 25. Then cassava, soda, yogurt, owner, the two are 2000. Can just do this. The neighbors. The notebook. Notebook is 4K. Fancy pen 2000. Then what else? pencil case 2500, long ruler 1500, and the last one is 5000. Now we are pasting the items plus their prices in this order because the calculations are going to just be easier for us. Instead of pasting them in the order that was assigned to us here, I've decided to paste them in that order because I want my calculations to be done easily. Remember, I'm doing this monthly earnings for each canteen. So if I want to get the monthly earnings for each canteen, I want to just get whatever I've been pasting here, and then I just multiply it by the quantity, then I get what I want. So I want to just go to this at canteen alpha. At canteen alpha, I'm going to right click at this and then I select insert. I put a new column there and then I insert the I insert the column and then I rename it maybe the prices of the various commodities at canteen alpha. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a column there and then I put prices of various commodities at the canteen alpha. So I'm going to type prices for canteen alpha, something like that. Prices for canteen alpha. And then after typing prices for canteen alpha, I just click at this, then I calculate the price of the various commodities at canteen alpha. So I'm going to get this. For example, this is B samosa. Then there is the price of this already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the 2500. Let me first zoom. This. I want to get the 2500 times this because one samosa is 700 and they sold 250. Sausages are 200 and the sausages are 200 and one sausage costs 600. The samosas, the V's are 280 and these ones, and each of them is going to cost 500. So what I do, I put a formula here equals this times this. Yeah, because they sold 250 and one of them, just each is 700, is just 700. I press enter and I get my value there and then I auto fill to the last one. So those are the various prices that they sold at each and every commodity. So I continue to contain better. I right click here, I create a new column, I rename it. To save time, I could just highlight this, copy it, and then I paste it here. I just type a name that is better, prices for canteen better. Yeah, so even those for canteen better, I want to get the 180 times this equals, click at this times this 700. When I press enter, I scroll down to get the rest of the items calculated. Next is canteen omega. Right click at this, select a new column, and I just paste there. I put the name omega, canteen omega. Then I put equals. I calculate they sold 180 samosas times this. Then I press enter and I drag to the last item. Yeah, and lastly, it is canteen prices for canteen e-pay. So canteen e-pay, I just type it there, then I just give it the same look. It should be wrapped and with bigger font, so that it's like the previous three canteens. Yeah, I just get this equals they sold, is it 200 samosas here times the 700 here. Press enter and drag the last item. Yeah, so those are the various prices that were sold at the canteen ePay. I can just increase the size of these letters or text so that they match the previous ones. So that is it with the canteen. So you see that each and every canteen is having its own commodities that were sold. So maybe this is lacking all borders. I can put all borders there, and then I proceed to still at the first item. I've not yet done the monthly earnings for each canteen. What I've been doing, I've just been calculating the various items that were sold at each canteen. For example, the samosas were sold at 175,000 at the canteen Alpha, and the samosas were sold the total at 126,000 at Beta, and samosas here 126,000 at Omega and 140,000 at Ipe. But I've not yet calculated the grand total for each canteen. So what I do is I just calculate the grand total of each canteen because it was required in the first hint of the question. So what I do is I want to create a new. I'm just reducing on the size of the sheet because the letters, the numbers, the text, they're just becoming huge. That's why I'm reducing this so that I can properly see what I'm doing. Then at this, I'm going to start with prices for Canteen Alpha, and I'm going to do that from cell C24. C24 is right here. So at C24, I'm going to type monthly 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 earnings for Canteen Alpha. Yeah, so that I get the monthly earnings for that Canteen Alpha because Canteen Alpha has been selling all the commodities from samosa up to geometry sets, and I just need to calculate their monthly earnings, what they sold at the end of the month. So I want to click at this and then I just wrap it fast because the letters are just overflowing the cells. So I click at it, then I get it wrapped. Yeah, after wrapping it, I calculate the total of the canteen because, and then I type a sum, open brackets, starts from this up to this. I close this, I press enter, and the canteen, yeah, is having this. It's the total at the end of the month, what they sold at the end of the month, something like that. This one here. So if I want to calculate the next canteen, that is what canteen beta. I just do a copy and paste. I do a copy and paste. I just copy this, then I click here and paste. Um, Canteen Alpha. This one is called Canteen. Is it beta? Canteen beta. Yeah. After typing the Canteen beta, I just also add the entire commodities they sold. So Canteen beta, I'm going to just type equals open brackets and then I drag from the top to the bottom and then I just close and hit enter. So that is what they sold at Canteen beta. Next up is Canteen omega. The total of Canteen omega is if I could highlight this, copy this, then I paste. I just change the name to omega. Yeah, equals sum so that I get what Canteen Omega sold at the end of the month. Highlights, bracket, hit enter. 2,533,500. And then the last one is monthly earnings for Canteen ePay. So for Canteen ePay, I just do what I've been doing at the previous tins equals sum open brackets, and then I scroll from the top to the bottom. I close the bracket and hit enter. That is 2,492,000. all the colors that can be put at the text. It's just up to learners' creativity to put the various colors to, of course, make their work kind of attractive to this person who is assessing them. So this is it. I could maybe just put this to the normal color. I don't need the color here. Yeah, and maybe here I can click at this, hold control, click at this, click at this, click at this, and bold. Yeah, so what I've just done is I've just calculated the monthly earnings per canteen. So I've got the monthly earnings per canteen because even in the question here, it's the first hint, the monthly earnings for each canteen is what I've just done. And I'm heading to the next one of the three biggest earners of each staff investment club. I want to just get the three biggest earners uh, for all of the staff investment club. So I've been working with that sheet and seems I've done what I needed to do at that sheet of of the monthly earnings per canteen. This one here, maybe I could add something that is so important. I want to pick it from the from the support files that were provided in the question. That is the letter C. I want to do the letter C from the same sheet so that I don't mix up with the next sheet I want to create. Now, letter C is having guidelines on staff earning from canteen. Now, here is a hint. After calculating all the monthly earnings per teen, like what I've done, after doing all the monthly earnings per teen, I need to follow the hint that I'm going to head to. So this is my hint. They said 30% of total sales is retained as capital. 30% of total sales is retained as capital. After these people selling whatever they are selling from their canteens at the end of the month, 30% should be returned as capital and 70% is shared among members of staff investment club depending on their shares. So I want to start with 30% of sales to be retained as capital. So the 30%, I'm going to just do it from sale. I'm going to use sale, is it 826? Let me scroll to 826. I see what is there. So 826, yeah, 826. I'm going to type something like amount to be returned as capital in brackets 30%. Amount to be returned as capital in brackets 30%. Yeah, I want to see the amount to be returned as capital for each canteen because I've already got the total monthly sales, but I have to return some amounts as capital. Some amount should remain behind as capital. What I do is I get 30% of the total. It just equals then 30% times this because this is the total. I press enter. Yeah, so these people are going to just remain with 729,000 as capital. I scroll to my right. Yeah, to get the rest. I don't need this zero, and I also don't need this zero. Then this one. I remain with the various amounts that are going to be used as capital. Now, even the 70%, it's just amount uh, to be shared by participants. That is 70%. So the 70% goes to the participants. Yeah, again I get 70% of the total. 70% times our total is here. I press enter and I drag to to the right. So that is 30% and 70%. I don't need the zero, I don't need the zero, I don't need the zero. Yeah. And then proof. This is just proof. These amounts can be colored maybe with this and slightly increase the size. Proof can be bigger and in the center and then maybe bold. Proof. To see that I'm right, if I add the amount to be shared and the amount to work as capital, it should be totaling up to the monthly earnings for each canteen equals this plus this. I press enter and indeed it totals up to the monthly earnings per canteen. Yeah. After proof, I proceed to the next. That is anyway. I could just highlight this, then I give it all borders again. Once that I get my spreadsheet to be just intact. Yeah, that is proof, and then having got the 30% and the 70% according to the guidelines, um, yeah, I have the total capital and total amount to be shared. I can decide to put something like total capital. Yeah, I can decide to put total capital. That is cell. I can decide to put it at cell K26. K26. Yeah, then I get the total capital of all canteens. Total capital. Then just under that, I can type the total amount to be shared. Total amount to be shared. Yeah. So I'm just increasing the size and reducing the size of the spreadsheet because it is just bulky and I need to do whatever I'm doing clearly. So this is wrap. I can wrap it. I can also wrap. Is it the neighbor? I can decide to increase this to the amount to be shared. I think I can even wrap this. Okay. So total capital. I'm going to just add the capital equals, because I need to see the total capital from all canteens, it is important, equals this plus this plus this plus this. Press enter and then I get the total capital. Then this one to be shared from all canteens equals this plus this plus this plus this. Press enter. Yeah, that's the amount to be shared. That is 6,897,450. Yeah, so that is it with total capital and total amount to be shared. I could just maybe give it a bold look and bigger size so that it can easily be identified by the user. Yeah, so that is it with the sheet. So at that sheet, I've done the total from each canteen. I've done the 30%, the 70% because they were required in the question here. And now I should be heading to the termly earning for each staff. I should be heading there to the termly earning for each staff. Now that is it with the sheets. I want to straight away move to another sheet because according to the question, I should be heading to termly earning for. If you're keen enough, at the start of the video, I opened a file that is investment club stuff, this file, and it was displaying what each teacher inputs into the club or into the canteens, what each teacher inputs. So it's the actual thing I need now. What each teacher inputs in the in the canteens or in the club. So I'm going to use this file in the next sheet. So I'm going to highlight the file and then I take it to my spreadsheet. I'm going to highlight it. I copy, Ctrl C, and I go to my spreadsheet. I add a sheet and then I paste. And then I just increase the size of the columns to have what I really want. Yeah, assuming this is what I have, these are the teachers that are injecting in money into the into the canteens, and teams have done some calculations with the canteen payments, amounts, items sold, proof, etc. etc. So what I'm heading to is I should do the termly earning for staff. What does each staff earn from the canteen termly? So there is something like shares per teacher. Shares per teacher. Remember, in the question we had 70% is shared among the members. After selling everything, teachers get a share of 70%. And I've calculated it already in my spreadsheet, the 70%. I did it around here. As in the total from all canteens. I did first 70% from each canteen, somewhere here, this, and then I got the total amount to be shared from all canteens. Let me give them separators so that I can easily deal with them, and then I reduce on the decimals. Yeah, so this is total amount to be shared. I need it. I want to put it in the spreadsheet of teachers because it's what they should share as teachers. All the shares from the canteen, the 70% that was got from all the canteens, is added up and it is shared by all the teachers. So I'm going to use this sheet of teachers and I'm going to go to cell L4, cell L4 around here because it's what I just want. There's nothing like a hint, but I'm just suggesting I use cell L4 and then I can type something like 70% from all the canteens to be shared by the teachers. So yeah, I can click at it, then I can wrap it and um, maybe increase the size of the column to just have that fitting in a cell perfectly. So what was the amount? I want to just copy the amount that is supposed to be shared by all the teachers. The amount is right here. Just copy the 6,897,400. So just paste it here. 6,897 and then I put 450. Yeah, it's what is supposed to be shared by the teachers. So I just reduce in the decimals, then I just give this a color because it is very important. It is going to be shared by the teachers at the end of the month. So if I'm working with spreadsheet, I should ensure that all my work is having all borders. Yeah, then and then I see what to do next. So shares per teacher. So each teacher is supposed to receive a share from this. So it's what I'm heading to next. Shares per teacher, and it's a percentage. So what I do if I want to see the shares of all the teachers, this is what I do. Now remember, these teachers have sold various commodities from the canteen. Let me close this. I was here. Teachers have sold various commodities from the canteen. Each canteen has got a total, and then I've got the grand total for all the four canteens. But remember, teachers have to share according to what they've been inputting in the in the the club. So what I do is at the bottom here, I think I even forgot to put all borders here. I forgot to indicate all borders at least up to here. 25. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first get the total of all the timely deposits the teachers made, because each and every teacher should receive a share according to what they were depositing. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with getting someone's timely, the total deposits they all made. Then I get a percentage, the shares of the teachers. I want to first get at least a percentage of each teacher, what they contributed, before we see what they're going to get at the end of the day or at the end of the month. So I want to just get a cell here, like cell, let me use this B23, and then I type total, deposits made. Made by teachers. Click at this, then I can wrap it. Then I want to add all their deposits, then I get their percentages individual. I highlight this. After highlighting, I press enter, I close, press enter. Yeah, so that's the total. They contributed 2,700,000. So I'm going to just come to this, and then I get their percentage equals this, this over the total, yeah, D2 over D23 times 100. I press enter and I get their percentage. So this the first teacher on top, that is a team arena, got actually deposited the 10%. It's what they injected into the club. Now I'm getting the rest of the Excel errors because I think I forgot to lock something like that. I didn't lock equals this over this. So I'm supposed to lock this F4 $D $23. I'm supposed to lock that, and then times 100. Press enter, and then you drag so that you get the answers after locking your cell. So those are the shares per teacher. So each teacher is getting a share uh, in the club. So the teachers are getting shares in the club, and we are going to just based on their shares to give them a monthly earning. For example, a team arena got a share of 10%. 10%. What could she be earning in the end? So I'm going to get the 10. We divide it by the 100, and then we multiply it by the grand total they should all share. Someone is getting a monthly earning according to what they have injected in. Like a team, she injected in a 10%, so she should get a share according to what she injected in. So I want to just put equals, then I get the 10 out of 100 times this, and then I lock it as well, because all of them are going to be subjected to this, the L5. I pressed enter, and then yeah, there she is. She got, actually she's supposed to get 689,745 at the end of the month. Wow, she's making some money there because she injected 270, and by the end of the month she's getting 689,745 shillings. That is some good business there. I can rename my sheet as teachers with shares. So a learner should rename their work according to what they're doing. So this is teachers with shares as a sheet because it's having the teachers' shares they get at the end of the month. Yeah, back to the hint, the second hint, timely earning for each staff. I've done that. I'm getting to the question once again. The three biggest earners of the staff investment club. So we should identify the three biggest earners of the staff club. So who are those three biggest earners? Of course, the first one is Buliava Anna. Anna is a biggest is one is actually the biggest Anna. She earns a lot from the club. I think even a team earns a lot because a team has 10, this one has 11%, even this one has 10, this one earns a lot as well. And after that one, I think there is also some other person that is earning a lot, 10, I think even 8. Yeah, there are these people with 8, three biggest earners. I'll go with the first one of 8, Asio Marcel. She's having 8. She's also one of the biggest earners there. So those are the biggest earners as identified by their by those colors. So those are the biggest earners of the club. Now back to this sheet I was using for calculations. I can just put a title there, and then I can anyway let me merge and center. Then I type canteen calculations. Canteen calculations. I can just increase on the size. Yeah, then a color better. A sheet can have a title, it's important. Then this one is merge and center. This one can be teachers monthly earnings. Yeah, bold, bigger size, and a red color. The first one was this one. So I was at teachers with shares or teachers monthly earnings sheets, and I've already identified the biggest earners of the club, and yeah, there they are. So the next is identifying the three biggest, because there's this person with 11%. They also got the highest monthly earnings. This one 10%, second highest. And this one of 8%. For 8% there, I think there are three, but I've just gone with a CEO because just he's on top of the rest, according to the sheet. Hint 3, a graphical expression of percentage contribution of each canteen towards total canteen sales. I should represent my canteen sales by a graph. The four canteens should be represented in form of a graph. I add a sheet and I rename it canteen sales by graph. So I want to just identify the canteens. I think I made calculations here. Sales for all canteens by graph. Highlight this, hold control, highlight this, highlight this, highlight this. And I insert, you draw a graph. A graph is here. Identify 3D. I always like this type of graph, 3D clustered. Cut and take it to the sheet we are going to use for graphs. Paste. Yeah, and then put a suitable heading in your graph. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the video is a detailed one, and it can be used in a lesson by learners and teachers to go through this detailed number. It will really help a lot the learners boost their thinking capabilities with the first item of a practical paper. So I was at the graph, and I'm putting a heading. The heading is a graphical expression. The heading should be okay. A graphical expression of percentage contribution for for each canteen. Yeah, then I can put y-axis, x-axis, click at this, add chart element, axis titles, horizontal. Um, I put this x-axis is about canteen, canteen category. Back to add chart element, and this is uh, amount sold. Yeah, back to add chart element. I can just put a legend on my right. And that is my graph that is representing the four canteens where they sold the various commodities. You see, the canteen of Omega seems they're making a lot of money as compared to the three canteens. And yes, indeed, according to my calculation, it's the canteen Omega with the highest 0.5M. Yeah, so that is my graph, and I can just identify the highest. Then I will pause with Excel. You see, this question had a lot of Excel that was required from a learner, a lot of Excel. So a learner was supposed to use a lot of Excel in such a question before they even think of going to other programs. Next is the three biggest earners. I need to just separate them on a sheet like here. I can separate them from there. Highest earners or three biggest earners. Let me go back to the question. Was it the three biggest earners of the staff investment club? Three biggest earners of the staff investment club. Yeah, so I want to just identify the three biggest earners. If I want to do that, I want to just um, go back to this. I can go back to the teacher's sheet. I can copy it. Yeah, copy, go to this and paste. And then I see the three biggest earners from here. Increase this. Again, the names. What else? Okay. So the three biggest earners could be just filtered. I could just click at this, then I can go to home, sort and filter. I look for filter, and then I'm going to use monthly, of course. Let me click at monthly, sort and filter, filter. I'm looking for the filter icons that I can filter the three biggest earners. Let me repeat it. Let me highlight this. Highlight the entire thing. Control A. I look for home, then filter. Anyway, we can do this. Let me highlight this. Back to home, then filter. Yes, monthly earnings. Unfilter the three best. I want to uncheck all, then I take the three best. They're just one, they're near one another. Three best. Click at it, and then I remain with the three best. Yeah, I can delete these two. Delete. Then I remain with three best. Minutes. Um, this is one, two, three. One, two, three. Okay, it's 10%, 11%, 8%. Let me highlight this. And then I go to this. I'm just trying to cover the two up because I'm interested in the three mostly. I can pick a shape and then I cover these three. Sorry, there's supposed to be two. That I remain with only the three best earners. Yeah. So it's a sheet having the three best earners, and there we are at the three best or the highest. Back to this. What I'm doing is the part two, that is the three biggest earners of the staff investment club, and I first picked the I first picked all the stuff, and then I placed them on a sheet, and then I'm only sorting out the three best. That is a team, Irina, and then Buyaba, Anna, Asio, Mase as the three best in the in the club. Or another person can do this. I could just highlight from the top here. I could highlight this, I copy it, and then I can take it to sheet 5, I can paste it there, and then I remain with the three best. That can also help. I remain with the three best. That can help. Oh, yeah. So the sheet is displaying the three best earners in the club. So there we are. I can just delete this. This. I can remain with this, and I can rename it highest earning. Is it highest earners in brackets 3? Highest earners in brackets 3. So I have them at a sheet, uh, and I can even change the heading to highest earners in brackets. I can put 3. Highest earners in brackets 3. Yeah. Okay, since I've done all the hints that are to do with Excel, and I'm going to go just quickly add more programs to spice up things here. And yeah, I'm supposed to create a report because the question started with Mr. Wejule intends to write a report about facts and figures concerning the canteen department and staff investment clubs so as to provide a strong background upon which the directors will decide whether or not to approve another staff project. So Mr. Wejule is supposed to come up with a report to show us what is taking place in the club. You never know if it shows uh, the big men on top what is taking place in the club. They can maybe add in or inject in more money so that these teachers can earn something bigger at the end of the month. So I want to just create a simple report using word processor, and of course a report was required in this question. So having done all my Excel, having done everything with Excel, I want to first close it, then I go to save. So far my work, whatever I'm doing, my solution is having Excel, and the Excel is renamed as sorry, we close this as well, and then this is the solution. You see it? We close item 1. I open this item 1, then solution or guide. So far that is my Excel, and whatever I've been doing in the last 1 hour, it was to do with the hints that were given to me in the question, and it seems there were many. Someone was supposed to do a lot with Excel. A learner or a teacher trying out this number was supposed to do a lot with Excel, so before they go to another program, and this is it. This is what I've been doing with Excel. So I'm heading to the report Mr. Wejule should make. He should submit to the big men on top or to the people in charge. So I'm going to just use Word to come up with the report. Of course, Word is the best program that can help a user come up with a report. So this is my report. The report is Nanshaw High School. Nanshaw High School. Then I write canteen department and staff investment report about um, facts and figures. It's about facts and figures because it was even mentioned somewhere in the question that your report should be about facts and figures. A simple background. So I have my background I've prepared already, and I'm going to just pick it from somewhere here. Uh, so there's a simple background about the canteen. Yeah, this background is important, so I can place it here. And after the background, I'm heading to figures to do something like that. Figures to do with, yeah, figures to do with the canteen sales can be found after clicking below. Click here, click here to view figures and amount dealt with. Click here to view figures and amounts dealt with. So if someone clicks at this, they should be able to view whatever figures you calculated. So you can highlight it and make it a link. Insert a link, and then you can look for the desktop and locate the Excel you've been using because the Excel has all the figures we've been dealing with. So my folder I'm using is right here, and my Excel is under here. I just click OK to make it a link. After making it a link, I just came up with the challenges, recommendations, and prepared by. Yeah, and that is my report about Nanshaw High School. Nanshaw. I can highlight this. This needs to be put in the center, and this is the top thing, bold with a bigger size, and then even this. Yeah, highlight. Then the background could be underlined. Etc. You can make a lot of formatting features in your report. You can even put borders. Depends on the learner's creativity. Page borders. It could be a line or box. Put something like a line that is across your page. Maybe I want a red one. Fine. Etc. And then it is personalized. According to the question, there's something like a personalized. Anyway, personalized is in the notification letters, but also even this one can be personalized. You can decide to put watermarks in it. Um, can decide to put watermark. Maybe I can put something like non-show because the school is something like non-show. I can apply and close. Yeah, that is the report I've come up with, and it's going to help Mr. Wejule submit it to the people in charge so that they see what to do with the club. Now, the link here can be used if it is a soft copy. If I want to use a link, I could just hold Control and click here. The link will straight away take me to the Excel I've been using to do whatever calculations I've been making. So I can save this report under desktop. I'm saving it in my folder I'm using. The folder is Mark Marvin Kasozi. It's here, and then under item 1, then solution, no show high school, Mr. Wejule report. Yeah, then I save it, and then I close it. So far, I've used a spreadsheet and Word in my work, and this is where I stand. So I've done the report Mr. Wejule is going to submit. So I've done the entire thing from the top to here, I think even up to here. And I'm remaining with generate a report capturing Mr. Wejule's needs as a customized investment club paper. Anyway, that is okay. I've done a report that could even have his needs because, yeah, in my report, I had something like, back to my report here. because they're talking about needs. There's something like I'm having something like recommendations. There could be someone's needs in the report. So I'm just going to straight away head to the next question. That was you should prepare personalized notification letters to all female staff whose timely earnings exceed 500,000 to contribute at least 10% of their returns towards the needy students. Now, the females who got some significant amount at the end of the month, that's about 500,000, submit a 10% to the needy students and they should receive personalized letters. Now, that is mail merge. I'm going to simply create another word processor and then I put a simple report so that I can merge it to those females. Before I merge the letter to the females, I want to just go back to my spreadsheet. And then I first see those females who are earning above 500,000. And then I first store them somewhere. So back to the teachers with shares, back to this because these are the teachers who are getting various shares at the end of the month. So I'm mostly interested in females who earn above 500,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this work once again and I take it to a sheet. I sort females from there who earned above 500,000. So I'm going to just create a sheet. I name it females with high earning. Females with high earning. So I'm going to just paste the work here and then I only sort females who earned above 500,000. So I'm going to pick this, Ctrl C, paste, Ctrl V. I just change my headings to females who earned above 500,000. Females who earned above 500,000. Then I just sort them, I see them. So I'm just dealing with the columns, increasing them, then etc. Females who earned above 500,000. Then anyway I have to sort them. I'm going to just click at. I'm going to highlight this, filter. There is monthly earning. Is it monthly earning? Above 500,000, I think there are three. These ones, I don't need them. I need only those four above 500,000. And they are here. Yeah, those are people who earned above 500,000. But it seems I have a male. So I'm going to also remove the male. I want females only. So click at this also. And then you only stay with females. Okay. Yeah, so those are the females who earned above 500,000 at the end of the month. And those females are supposed to receive letters and they're supposed to also contribute at least a 10% to the needy. I want to just add something like 10%, 10% to the needy, 10% to the needy. Then I just calculate the 10% from their amount, of course, equals 10% times, and then I'm like, yo, a team you got 689,745. Contributed 10% to the needy, and a team is accepting. She's giving me 68,000. etc. It is up to the last person. So they have given me something, and I'm going to give that to the needy. Thank you so much. Yeah, females who earned about 500,000. Okay, now since I already have them, I already have the females who earned above 500,000, and I'm also having what they're supposed to give to the needy. I'm going to highlight this, I'm going to highlight all this, and then I just put it on another spreadsheet separately in my folder. I'm going to copy this, and then I just create some other spreadsheet in my folder. I name it uh, females who earned above 500,000. Yeah, then I open it and I paste the females there. So yeah, that is it. Those are the females who got something so big and they're supposed to give at least something to the needy, and they have accepted. Thank you so much. So I'm separating it for a reason, because I want to merge. I want to make my merging process easy. I want to close and then I save. I haven't closed it, the spreadsheet. I save, click yes, and then you save. Let me first close this. Yeah, back to my items. You should do what I'm doing in most cases when you're doing a paper. I should close the programs that are really much at your computer, because anytime you lose power, you're going to lose a lot of work. So only open the file you're dealing with. So I'm going to just create a personalized letter to the females to the needy, because it was required here at the question that prepare personalized notification letters to all females whose staff to all female staff whose termly earnings exceed a 500,000 to contribute at least 10% of their returns to the needy. So I want to just create my simple letter to the females, and yeah, I'm going to use it contribute the 500 to the needy, and back to my simple letter I designed here. The letter was looking like this. Personalized letter. Yeah, it was looking like this, and it had this heading, and um, it had this heading here. Mine is here. Or is it? Um, anyway, let me paste. That is part of the letter I'm supposed to send. Then here there is a dear, and there was some information there that greetings, etc. Hope all is well. The letter is to remind you, our esteemed participant of Nanshaw School Canteen, that you really did us so well by contributing an outstanding amount to our project. This returned some significant earning to you. Therefore, to keep our projects up and running, you're kindly asked to contribute. Yeah, you kindly asked to contribute that, and then thank you for your, to contribute this to the needy. Thank you for your contribution. Click here to view more females with outstanding earnings. Anyway, let me copy that and put it here. I can paste, and yeah, that is my personalized letter to the females. So click here to view more females with outstanding earnings. Maybe if they want, they can click there. You can make that a link and connect it to the females according to my work. And placed it in at desktop and at this, then item one, and remember separating them as females who earned above. Yeah, I can make it a link if I want. If they want to see other females, they can hold Ctrl and click there. They will see other females who made a significant amount at the end of the month. Now, after creating my report, I'm going to just make it customized by putting a watermark. Watermark could be confidential, that it's for non-show high school, and maybe a page color that is not covering my work, something like that. And then I just merge it to the females. I already have the females, I separated them somewhere. I just go to mailings, mail merge step by step. No, I don't need to use step by step. I need to use this other type of merging, which is even better. It is use an existing list. Then desktop is here. I look for the folder I've been using, item one, and then I look for females who earned above 500k. I need to connect to that. I click OK. Then I put dear. Someone's name is going to go here. Dear, insert merge field. Is it insert merge field? Is it female and above? Sorry. Let me see. Let me first get back to this. I see whether my Excel is having some work. Females who earned above 500k. Yeah, seems the content is there. Back to my letter. Let me save my letter first as letter to females who earned above 500k. And I can save this at desktop, and then here. Yeah, let me name it again. Females letters to females who earned above 500k. Yeah, save. Then here, let me go back to this insert merge field. Let me first close this. Letters to females who earned above 500k. Yes. Then mailings, I look for use existing list. Then desktop. And then I need to use this. I need to use this file of females who earned above 500k. Okay, then sheet 1. Okay, insert merge fields. Since I'm not getting my fields picked, let me change the use existing lists, and then under desktop I look for a different file. I can locate my I can locate my spreadsheet under above 500k. It's above 500k. So this is females who earn above 500k. Letters to females who earn above. I'm looking for the spreadsheet I was using this one. Yeah, then I can use this. I made 2 copies. Females, is it females with high earning? Females with high earning. I'm seeing 2 highest earners. Females with high earning. Let me go with this one. Yeah, let me click OK. Then I go to anyway, let me first remove this. I see. Let me copy my letter once again. I put word. Yep. Then after putting words, I can paste my letter there. No show, center, bigger size, and And then I merge again. Let me try to merge again. Mailings, use existing lists, desktop. Then I look for my folder I've been using. Then females and above. Yeah, sheet one. Okay. Then dear. Is it females and above? Let me go back to the step of let me use step by step. Step one, step two. I was at previous 2, 3. Select a different list, and then desktop. I use this item one. Then this. The females are right here. Are they 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Click OK. Then next. More items. Let me close this. Let me go and first prepare my spreadsheet. Since my spreadsheet is not really prepared, it's not doing what I want. Let me highlight this, copy. Let me highlight these females and then I copy them. I put them in a spreadsheet. And then I paste. Yeah, let me paste them like this. I see how I'm going to deal with this. Yeah, then let me save this as females to receive letters. More options, and then I put it at desktop. And then I put it at my folder I'm using. Item 1, solutions. Females to receive letters. Okay. Then I close it. I want to save this one. Females to receive letters. Yeah. And then this is females who earned above 500k. Females to receive letters. And then let me use this letter here. For your computer, you'll sit down and type this letter. Personalized letter. This something like this. Copy this. Paste. Here. And then I don't want this. And then I don't want this. Contribute. Yeah. Then after having this letter of mine, I can save it. Now before I save it, I can even go to mailings. I use existing list, and then I use the list I've newly created under desktop. And then item 1, solution, females receive letters, open. Okay, and then I put the is it dear, then teacher's name goes there and contribute what goes there, insert merge field, contribute M10, yeah, something like that. Then I finish and merge, edit individual letters, click OK. Now whenever you merge and things work out, you don't stop at the letters you receive. Now I'm having letters of the various females like Atim, there's a letter of Buliaba, there's a letter of Asio, there's a letter of Tegawalana Sise. So after merging, you need to save again. Ctrl S, and then you click at more options, click at browse and look for the desktop. Look for the folder you're using for that paper. Open it, open the right direction, and you rename it. You can rename these merged letters to females. Yeah, and then you just click save merged letters to females. Click save and all your work is going to be saved. So the various letters to females with their contributions to the needy. So I can close that and then I can go back to my work. So I've done the letters, I've done Excel, and lastly, or not least, I want to just take my work to access. So what I'm going to do is let me first save this. Okay, close this. This is the folder I'm using. Item 1, solution, and the merged letters are here. I use this. Females receive letters. I don't need this. This is spreadsheet. This is the report. So what next? I can just create a simple presentation um, about whatever I've been using, because the target is the learner should use as many programs as they want or as they can in a number. So you can even use presentation. I can type something like a presentation about uh, Nanshaw staff investments to be to be to be presented in the meetings, because they can make meetings and they can require presentations. And then maybe prepared by Marvin Kasozi. So that is slide 1, and it's at slide 2 you could just summarize all your work by doing this. So slide 2 can have view all our canteen accounts here. Then use the link. So I could just make use of this link. I can highlight it and then I link it to the desktop. Then after I just take it to this. I'm using a folder, Kasozi Marvin Mark, item 1, solution. I just want to link to the spreadsheet. Okay. So if someone clicks here when running a slideshow, they can link to spreadsheet. Then I can put another slide, and then I put view our staff investment reports, something like that. View our staff investments. View our staff investments reports. I can write something like click here. I make this a link to take this user to the report. So I've created the report under desktop, and the folder is this, and the report is just under here. It's called Mr. Wejule's report. And then I can put maybe an appropriate design in my presentation. That is all. It's all to do with the learner's creativity, colors, designs, etc. And the last slide for now, it is just a conclusion. So the conclusion is conclude by viewing the females. Conclude by viewing the females who raised the most earnings monthly. And then I can write tab here. So tab here can also be made a link to view the females. I can link to them, of course, from desktop, and I look for that folder the file I was merging, merge letters, and then okay. Yeah, that is a simple presentation, and I can save it in my folder as uh, non-show, something like non-show club presentation. Yeah, non-show club presentation. Then I click OK, and then it's going to be saved in my folder. So the target is using all the programs, or a lot of programs. So that is it with Word, PowerPoint, and Spreadsheets. Now I'm closing a lot of programs for just safety. And lastly, I'm going to use, not even using, I'm going to just take my work to access, so that it's quickly accessible in a simple database. So I'm going to right click at this, I go to new, and then I locate access, and it is access is here. Um, right click, then new. Oh, seems my computer is misbehaving here. Then new, I locate access, I rename it uh, actually, I'm at new, then access. Yeah, I can rename it Nanshaw database. Yeah, and at Nanshaw database, I could just import some Excel there, so that I keep their work safe in that database. In case Excel is having some challenges, I can have database. The main reason I why I use programs like database to import work, it's for just even backup, or even for creating queries, forms, etc. So I could just import my work under external data, new data source. From file, I need to import from Excel. Then I browse, I look for desktop, I look for my folder I've been using here. Then I locate spreadsheet. I want to import spreadsheet. Next. Yeah, it depends on the sheet I want to import. I want to import various sheets, but mostly this one is important. The one that had contains and very much calculations. First row contains headings. Anyway, I could leave this unchecked, and then I could go to next. Choose my own primary key. Um, choose my own primary key. Next, and then finish. I didn't use a primary key. Okay, then save, and I'll have imported my work there. And also maybe I could import some teachers' earnings at the end of the month. That is so important. I can go back to external data, source file, Excel, browse, desktop. I'm using this. Open this, Excel. Okay. I go to okay. I choose teachers with shares. It's so important. It should show teachers getting something at the end of the month. Is it this? No, there's contains prices monthly. I guess it's this. Yeah, it's this. Teachers with shares. Next. Back. Anyway, back. Next. Choose my own primary key. Next. Teachers with shares. Finish. Okay. Tick. And then you click at save. The name Nanshaw Canteen is already in use. Change the name. Nanshaw Canteen. Can add database. Yeah, save. Teachers with shares. Yeah, teachers with shares. Yeah, I don't need this. This one is empty. I need teachers with shares. Anyway, and lastly, I can decide to create a report. Just a simple report from teachers with shares. I can go to create and I can go to reports. I can go to reports design, or there's something like report wizard. I can use teachers with shares. Yeah. And then I can put all the fields the other side. I click at next, next, next. Landscape next, and finish. And then I get a report with teachers with various shares in my database. So that is it with the video. I've tried to do a lot of uh, programs, a lot of calculations, reports, etc. etc. I'm not saying this is the actual thing. No, this is my idea about this question of Nanshaw Canteen Staff Investment Club. If you're watching this, sit, watch something, note down something, realize what I'm doing, the mistakes you could make. I personally make some mistakes here and then I correct them, etc. etc. That has been the Nanshaw Canteen Staff Investment Club. That has been the video. I can now close everything, and this is my folder. If I open it at item 1, that is it all I've used at this video of Nanshaw Canteen and other investments in that school. Like I said, this is the cover photo for the video, the 107th video that's going to be uploaded on the 24th of July 2025 while our candidates ICT are going for mock exams. Feel free to watch this with the candidates. Feel free to do this in the lessons. To follow this monthly, because you can't watch everything and get to know it within 2 hours or 1 hour, 30 minutes I've used. So just sit down and watch this. Take your time. Grab a cup of tea, grab some water, grab something you can use to support you while watching this. The support folders are going to be available in the description, and the question as well is also available in the description for trial. I'm inviting comments, I'm inviting shares, likes, people subscribing. Thank you so much. That is it with the video. That is it I wanted to share with you. A good night and bye bye.